Good evening and welcome to the state poll projections. We had the national poll projections a few weeks back, and at that point of time we predicted what the broad picture would be nationally if elections were to be held then. A couple of months back, Times Now projected that if an election was to be held, then the BJP has an edge, but not enough of a convertible edge yet. Today we will look at 4 states that are going to the elections a couple of months from now, and these states are Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh and Delhi. We are not including Manipur at this stage of our state poll projections. So we are looking at 4 states. These 4 states in all contribute 70 to 72 seats, I think is the accurate figure in terms of people they send to the Lok Sabha. The Congress party as of now has a clear edge. It has about around 45 of these 72 seats, which means this is an area which is a catchment area for the BJP. Ladies and gentlemen, as you are watching the state poll projections, therefore keep in mind that if the BJP manages to do well, it is a considerable gain for the BJP. If the Congress cannot hold on to these areas, it is a terrible loss for the Congress party. Opportunities are there. In these states, the Congress has won very often with slim margins. So this is a area which will determine how the 2014 elections pan out. And with me this evening on the state poll projections once again is our resident psephologist and a man whose numbers and wisdom I have grown to greatly respect, the one and only Jay Mrugh. Jay, thanks for being with us. To Jay's right is someone with whom I have a unique deal. And the deal is this, to use the cliche, and I don't know how many times in your professional life you've heard this and are going to hear this, and don't look so weary. The deal is this, that if we get it even remotely right,
you get the credit.
Then I get all the credit.
Yeah. I get the point.
And if we get it even remotely wrong,
well, I have been working on this mandate for 18 years. So it's okay for me.
It's part of a written contract between me and him. So happy to have you back. He's the managing director and chief editor of C-Voter, Yashwant Deshmukh. Thank you very much. To Yashwant's right, and here's our political panelist, the young Ragini Nair, one of the young leaders of the Congress party. And she has strong points of view on what's happening in Delhi. Definitely. Ragini, it's great to have you in our studios this evening. To Ragini's right is the national spokesperson of the BJP, Nirmala Sitharaman. You were here with us the last time as well. Thanks for coming back, Nirmala. It's always a pleasure to see you. Times Now's political editor, Navika Kumar, will give us the perspective on this result and what they could mean for the national picture. She will also give her assessment of the oddball chance that there could be a slight degree of variance at the last minute. Now let me introduce our panelists. Lord Meghnad Desai, it's a pleasure to have you back. Hartosh Singh, thank you, a man who doesn't mince his words, especially when it comes to Narendra Modi. And Aarti Jairath, thanks for coming back today, great to see you. Manisha Priyam, well-known political analyst. Ajay Bose, senior journalist, is with us today. Rashid Kidwai, who's the associate editor of The Telegraph, has just flown into Delhi to be with us today. And what do I say about Mr. Rajagopalan? Just that I say this, that besides being a senior journalist, Mr. Rajagopalan likes to live life on the edge. And the edge that Mr. Rajagopalan has is that 2 years back he said there would be elections in 2013.
He's running out of time, Arnab. He's really running out of time.
There are 4 months to go here.
Because of Chhattisgarh, because of Uttarakhand, because of Madam Sonia Gandhi's health, because of Congress in a very bad position, it will not even cross 85 much before you say I'm telling you that. This is all the reason why they don't want to have the polls.
Getting people.
Government wanted to have the polls now, but the Congress party postponed it.
Blame the Congress party for everything. Of course. That's Mr. Rajagopal's theory in life. Well, nice to have you back. Nirja Chaudhary, senior journalist, great to have you with us. Just walked in, Ashok Malik, senior journalist, political columnist. Great to see you today. Ladies and gentlemen, should we start? Right at the start, I want Yashwant Deshmukh, please come here, Jay Mrugh, so we can start putting the numbers out. We'll follow a certain order here today. Navika, very quickly, what's the order we're going to follow?
We're going to look at Delhi first, and then we're going to look at Rajasthan.
Right.
Madhya Pradesh and Chhattisgarh will come in next, and after that, of course, we'll have the favorite topic that everybody on television wants to discuss, and that's the quick snap poll on Narendra Modi that we will do between 8:30 and 9.
Oh, yes.
We've got a packed 2 hours to give you a sense of all the 4 states, and of course, what is this election going to be about?
Pull the graphics back. We pulled the graphics on Delhi a little early. Let's pull them back because I want Yashwant first to give us the riders and tell us No, you can stay here. Yashwant, can you tell us, right here, tell us, what have you determined, before we go to Delhi, what have you determined this poll on? Can you tell us your methodology and the numbers you're looking at?
Well, as you know that the standard C voter poll for the last 15 years, we never do pick and choose of the constituencies.
That's
we
true.
cover all the assembly segments in all the states.
Yes.
So it's actually covered all the assembly segments in all the states, and the total number of sample size in the last 4 weeks especially has been more than 30,000 in total. And in the tracking poll that we know that C voter is the only one which does the weekly tracking poll, in these 4 states we have got more than 80,000 samples in the last 6 months. So we have a secular trend to analyze on. We have got a trend for the last 4 weeks to see which way it is going. We have got the trend post-Modi annotation as the prime ministerial candidate, if it is going to have any impact or not. So everything is in here.
Okay. So here's the Delhi result. It's on your screen. Jay, it was supposed to be a two-way contest. It became a three-way contest.
Absolutely.
And I think it's a fairly healthy debut for the Aam Aadmi Party with 7 seats out there. When you look at vote shares, what's the story you get in Delhi? And then we'll take the reactions.
The vote shares are very interesting. The BJP gains only 2%. It goes up from 36 to 38. The Congress goes down by 6%, but all the benefit is not going to the BJP. In a way, the Aam Aadmi Party has blocked the anti-Congress vote from consolidating behind the BJP. That is perhaps the biggest gift of Mr. Kejriwal to the Congress. So in spite of having 14% of the votes, making a debut here with 7 seats, it's turned the contest into nearly an even contest, maybe sort of even turning into a kingmaker here in Delhi.
Well, in terms of, let's look at who's lost what, and what I find very interesting when I look at the vote share story here is, first let's look at the vote share story, and the story here is that the Congress and BJP together have lost 7%.
Absolutely.
The Aam Aadmi Party has gained 7%, the BSP has lost 5%,
Absolutely.
and the others have lost 5%, which means there's 19% votes lost from everyone, but the Aam Aadmi Party has not got all these seats. How do you look at it in terms of
Aam
votes?
Aadmi has got majority of that. You know, it has
16%.
cut into the BJP, it has cut into the Congress, and also the BSP vote, which is very interesting to see from that lower strata. But if you remember, Arnab, in the poll which we had done on the nationwide thing, at that point of time we had said 17% of the vote share for Aam Aadmi Party in Delhi. It has got down 2 points down from that, and that is primarily because some of the anti-Congress voters post-Modi declaration have gone to the BJP. And the Delhi poll we have conducted till evening of day before yesterday, so it has data very much after the Modi declaration as well.
Totally. Now when you look at this vote share of 34%, what I'd like to say here is 34% actually does a conversion to 29%, 29 seats out of the 70 seats. So you have 34% share. 29 seats means that the BJP Congress party is down to its lowest since 1998 or since 1993?
Since
29 seats it gets
since 1993, it's the lowest. Importantly, last time there were 23 seats which were won by margins of 4,000 votes or less, and the Congress had 13 of them.
Important point.
Even a small swing away from the Congress takes away a huge number.
So that's the story, and my first question therefore to Ragini is this, that Ragini, there were 26 seats in Delhi which the Congress party lost, won with 5,000 seats or less. And there were also quite a few seats which you won by about 500 to maybe 1,500 to 2,000 seats. It was an election that you would have lost, but you've lost worse than you perhaps thought. Would you say that the Aam Aadmi Party has softened the blow on you a little bit?
There are two things which I would like to say, Arnab. First of all, this analysis reminds me of a quote by Oscar Wilde. He said that I'm ready to believe everything provided it is incredible. Provided it is incredible. You see, secondly, I would like to say that this opinion poll or the survey that you're portraying, the diversity of Delhi is so extended that it is, I think it is almost impossible to ensure that sample size, survey of any sample size would be 100% or truly representative. As far as the Aam Aadmi Party, please hear me out, as far as the Aam Aadmi Party is concerned, I think their impact is negligible in any sense of the term. You're saying that it is actually softening the blow on Congress. I would rather say that there is no blow on the Congress. After 3 terms, if this is what you can show in terms of anti-incumbency, I'm telling you that we are winning with a thumping majority.
Well, you lost 8%. You lost 8% in 2008, and I'd just like to remind you of that. Let's get Nirmala Sitharaman in. Nirmala Sitharaman, do you think that you underestimated the Aam Aadmi Party and its impact?
First of all, it sets the tone. There is no doubt about it.
What mood?
The mood of the public today, that they're looking for a change, and that is also relevant to the Delhi state elections. Aam Aadmi Party's impact is seen here. As to who actually they're going to affect is also wait and watch. I wouldn't rush to say that they will damage the BJP much more. They damage the Congress.
Snatched victory away from you. The Aam Aadmi Party has snatched victory away from you. That's the point.
There's a 15% votes. I mean, that's a huge vote, which is anti-incumbency vote. If Aam Aadmi Party wouldn't have been there, it would have directly credited into the account of the BJP.
It was an easy victory for you.
No, I wouldn't look at it.
Tactically, should you have done some alliance with the Aam Aadmi Party?
Not at all.
You still
Not
think
at all.
so?
I think there is also an element of match fixing between the Congress and the Aam Aadmi Party.
Match fixing?
I wouldn't put it beyond the Aam Aadmi Party to make sure that somewhere their presence is felt, but I wouldn't hesitate to say the impact is going to be limited to some constituency, and this, as you've already pointed out, that there's a decline in their popularity. It will further decline till before the elections.
Okay.
I don't see them carrying away this many number of seats, but yes, they will have an impact.
We have the first reaction from Sheila Dikshit to the Times Now poll, and this is a reaction. Let's play it out. She knows the numbers.
No candidates have been declared by any party. Except Aam Aadmi, probably it has declared 1 or 2 or 4, I don't know. So, till candidates are declared, till the manifestos of the parties come out, till people are able to know how they are to choose, what has been the record and all, it's futile to my mind to try and guess that we will get this much. Somebody else is saying we are going to get 37, BJP is going to get 35, somebody else is going to get 5 or 6 or 8 or whatever it is. So it's confusing.
15 years in power, do you think the anti-incumbency factor...
I'll give you the... Why are you getting angry?
Ma'am, 15 years in power, do you think the anti-incumbency factor could work against you because the BJP keeps tapping on the levels of
I
corruption?
think there is an anti-incumbency factor, because for the last 15 years, the way we have worked, we have resolved every issue that came up. Whether it was Section 81, or whether it was unauthorized colonies, or whether it was Laldora, or whether it was resettlement colonies, these are big issues which had been pending for 1 or 2 of them for nearly a century or over a century, others for the past 60-70 years. So we have resolved them. Education is the best, schools are the best, health is the best, and roads are the best, transport is the best.
Do you think BJP will tap in for all the charges it has been making on corruption, on CWG?
What corruption? What
it
corruption?
keeps, yeah,
No,
it's,
tell
yeah,
me the
exactly,
corruption.
yeah.
Tell me the corruption.
BJP keeps saying that there are a lot of
BJP says what it says. If I say what I say, or you say what you say, it does not become the gospel truth.
Congress is
There has
coming back?
no. They have to, you have to see whether it is based on facts and the truth. You can't call anybody just anything you feel like saying it, because you are poised against them.
And joining us this evening is Dr. Harshvardhan. He is the senior leader of the BJP in Delhi. And Dr. Harshvardhan, my question to you is, it's a neck-and-neck fight, it's a hung house as the numbers are stacked today. Clearly, between you and the Chief Ministership of Delhi is standing Arvind Kejriwal and the Aam Aadmi Party. Do you think somewhere the BJP has gone wrong in its calculations, not projecting the right people to take on the charisma of Sheila Dikshit? And is that going to cost you the elections of Delhi state this time around as well? Dr. Harshvardhan, can you hear me?
I think you have to speak loudly, because it's a very low volume that's coming to me.
Dr. Harshvardhan, it's a hung house. It's a hung house as far as Delhi is concerned. You're just 1 seat ahead of the Congress party as per the polls. So between you and the Chief Ministership of Delhi, there is Aam Aadmi Party and Arvind Kejriwal standing. Do you think somewhere the BJP has gone wrong in getting its fight together as far as the battle for Delhi is concerned?
No, as far as the battle for Delhi is concerned and BJP is concerned, I think we are all together. We are going to put our heart and soul into ensuring that the corrupt Congress is out of the city after 15 years and BJP is in. And we promise to the people of Delhi that we are going to give them a very clean administration and a very transparent government, honest government, which will certainly deliver not like the present Congress government, which is full of corruption, scams, and which has miserably failed on all the fronts. As far as the Aam Aadmi Party is concerned, you see right now, whatever your survey etc. might be showing, the votes that they are trying to get, or they maybe some people might be giving them, showing, you see, it is all anti-Congress vote. And at the end of the day, people will realize and people will know that they are not going to get any seats. So nobody is going to waste his or her vote. And ultimately, as the election scene progresses, you will find that
that doesn't seem to be the case, Mr. Harshvardhan.
And we will
that doesn't seem to be the case, because we have
less than 2/3.
No, we have done 2 surveys in Delhi. Mr. Harshvardhan, we've done 2 surveys in Delhi. I think in the last survey, which was the Lok Sabha survey,
sorry, I can't hear you. I don't know what's the problem with the audio.
16%. So obviously the people of Delhi have not written off. In fact, they are looking at the Aam Aadmi Party with a certain degree of interest, I would say. Let's get reactions from our panel to the results from Delhi. And let's start with you, Dr. Meghnad Desai. What do you think the broad story is?
I think, there is a convergence. Congress had the superiority of seats to vote share. And BJP did. Now everybody is converging. Everybody is fighting to convert vote share into seats.
But what happens here is, the other possibility is that, Hartosh, let me quickly take a round. Hartosh, if this is the hung house in Delhi, and if the Aam Aadmi Party says I'm going to support neither, you'll have fresh election in Delhi?
Well, I think we can ask the question right here, but I mean, obviously that's the only option if that is where we arrive at.
You think they'll have to become practical and support one side or the other tactically from the outside?
Well, it's a question of going into other, I think they will have to take some decision at some point or the other. And it does seem to indicate that we are headed for a hung house. The question is, this seems to reflect a sort of national mood which is against the Congress, but yet is not consolidating completely in favor of the BJP. And Narendra Modi might make a difference to that. That is what we have to watch out for.
Rashid, you wanted to jump in.
Yeah, actually, I feel that Congress would be very keen to have some kind of understanding with Aam Aadmi Party after elections, because they will try to co-opt, because the issue is about corruption and the polarization.
They'll offer them a bribe. They'll offer them a bribe.
That's only a presumption.
That's the point I mentioned earlier.
That's an individual hypothetical statement being made over here. Let's not draw any sort of analysis.
The Congress would present it under a grant.
I mean, what position are you talking about, Arnab? You yourself
the issue will be to keep communal forces at bay.
The BJP doesn't even have a face to match the stature of Sheila Dikshit over here.
That's your tragedy.
If wishes were horses, you would know that probably Aam Aadmi Party and BJP would be winning here, which doesn't seem to be the case.
We've been talking a lot about the Aam Aadmi Party, but let me get Shazia. Shazia, you see, you'll have to be practical at one point of time. Do you want to force another election on the people of Delhi?
We are not working towards a hung assembly. We are working towards a government of Aam Aadmi Party.
No, if that's not going to
they have made huge inroads. This is a fantastic number to start with for any party. Yashwant would bear me out. Agencies and surveys tend to be far more conservative with newer parties. And this is a great number to start with. Though I don't believe most of it. If you were to tell me today, and I go out in the field and I ask people, I don't think Sheila Dikshit would really be the most popular CM candidate. With all respect to your survey.
No, but you can't on the one hand accept the survey and on the other criticize it. You should have a standard.
Let me finish. Just a small point.
Sure.
If indeed corruption were to be an issue, why would Nitin Gadkari be brought in to take care of BJP's Delhi campaign? That I think is suicidal. And also to have Vijay Goyal as the CM candidate is not going to help BJP at all. BJP is floundering because of its own infighting. BJP has lost 3 times, not because of Aam Aadmi Party. We are the newest kids on the block. Where were we? 3 terms over.
Would you like to
People begin to believe that somebody can take up cudgels against Sheila Dikshit is Arvind Kejriwal.
Sitharaman, they snatched the election away from you.
Not at all.
No, of course they did. On the electricity issue, perhaps. They snatched it away from you and you became an also ran. If I look at these numbers, the BJP became an also ran. This was an easy victory for you. Would you like to, convey that to Shazia here today, perhaps?
No, I'd like to convey something to Shazia, if you permit me. The very arguments that she's posing are clearly the kind of arguments which she would want only to talk about the BJP. About the BJP. You're really interested in removing corruption? Why are you not asking questions about Chauhan.
You're saying she's
I'm
the
clearly suggesting.
I just would like to know.
Hang on. Let me. Shazia has a very effective way of saying about corruption, about Nitin Gadkari and everybody.
Thanks.
But what that effectiveness doesn't have is with the same conviction. She wouldn't question the Congress or Sheila Dikshit. She wouldn't question how Rajkumar Chauhan.
Why wouldn't she?
I'm giving you.
She has.
Oh, hold on, Shashia.
Everybody has witnessed the big exposes against Robert Vadra done by no one else but Aam Aadmi Party's chief Arvind Kejriwal.
Is this a favor being done for a new party?
Salman Khurshid.
Is this a favor being done to the new party?
I'm very sorry.
Allowing her to talk much more than the due time given to me?
Let's just debate. Are we debating corruption?
If that's the case,
because if that's the case, then everyone should be given a fair chance to debate corruption.
I only pose the question. I'm going back on this side.
No, I've not answered that question.
Complete your point. Will you seek their support to form the government?
Aam Aadmi Party, I wish, starts talking about corruption as much enthusiastically as they do about the BJP. In naming Nitin Gadkari, would she name Rajkumar Chauhan and question Sheila Dikshit repeatedly? Hold on, Shazia, I can understand your enthusiasm, but you should wait till the election. But the second question here is this whole drama which happened about electricity, cutting off lines and everything else. First of all, are we teaching the voter here that you can violate the laws of this country just as we did in British India? I'm sorry, the whole approach of Aam Aadmi Party, is only to prove that we are activists and this is what we want, but this is not going to mature into a government. The results are not out yet. Yours is not the final result or not. But don't give me
They're getting the hits. You may think it's a bad form of civil disobedience, but they're getting the hits. They're getting the eyeballs. Everywhere you go, look, I don't.
Those are not votes,
Aarti. The kind of network that Yashwant has. But my anecdotal evidence suggests that this is only the beginning of the story.
What is this, 16%?
Yes, it's only the beginning of the story. As we near closer to the elections, I expect that figure to rise. Because I think there is a general disgust with the Congress, and I do not think that the BJP posits a good enough alternative to the people of Delhi. The most important thing about the Aam Aadmi Party is that this is the first urban-centric political party that we have seen in India, which
you
is
think the impact of this party can go beyond Delhi? People say it's a Delhi-centric urban
phenomenon. At the moment, they're testing. They are testing the waters in Delhi. But the fact is that this is the first party that is picking up urban issues for an urban population. I think that is very significant.
That's dangerous for the Congress.
I want to make a little prediction
I really fail to understand how that disgust has translated into so much of a popularity for Sheila Dikshit.
How does it matter?
This is something. No, please. As far as the BJP is also concerned, Arnab, please let me speak.
Is the same party which says that on a popularity rating.
Please let me. Exactly. The BJP. Listen, please hear me out.
Popularity rating, Narendra Modi 67.
Exactly, that's what the point is. If for the BJP, the popularity rating can win Modi an election, which I don't think is happening, what stand would they have on Sheila Dikshit if she's so popular? Because you should have a standardized response for things.
Very interesting question. Yeah. But that doesn't hold good after we made the announcement. Your survey might relate to it, but the survey will not capture the picture of what the perception on Sheila Dikshit is today, especially with the Lokayukta having gone back to the president saying on corruption you have to reopen this particular incident of Rajkumar Chauhan. Is there an answer which Congress can give me? It was a plea of mercy for this corrupt man who was pointed out by the Lokayukta that the Congress today will have to defend itself. The Lokayukta has gone back to the president to say remove him from the ministry.
I don't want to do a reverse comparison, madam.
No.
But see. Gujarat. No, not about Gujarat, about so many other instances of corruption which happened in your party as well.
We've not gone begging to people to pardon corrupt ministers, madam. Don't give us lecture on Lokayukta.
I don't want to do that kind of a comparison.
So
but Congress...
Ragini, what is it? Tell me,
Ragini,
ask Congress why they were attended in the meeting. No, Aarti, I'm sorry. That's a bad comparison.
What about Bansal, Ashwani Kumar, coal scam, file missing.
That's a bad comparison, Aarti.
Where is
Congress has not attended even one meeting.
What about Yellappa? What about Yellappa? In Karnataka, you had
We're getting diverted.
a year before last year's election in Karnataka, you had 110 seats.
Can I bring back the
Can we put it back to elections?
Can
you put it back to elections?
Delhi election.
What about Bangaru Lakshman?
Let's talk about Delhi election.
Who doesn't even know who are the investors in his company?
Ragini, please.
What are you talking about here?
Please,
Right? You must be sorry.
Just 1 second. Give me 1 second.
No.
Can we
I want 1 second.
can we come back to Delhi election?
Delhi University, BJP won. Congress routed. Only one seat Congress could get.
Can we come back to Delhi election?
Congress could get only one seat.
Which party has brought this kind of level of transparency and
Delhi Student
accountability?
Union election, BJP won 3. Congress won.
Mr. Raju, allow me to ask a question. 1 minute. My question is at national level. 1 minute, please. My question is at the national level, and I can't outshout you. I have a sore throat. My only question at a national level is simply this now, that in the run-up to a national election, Nirja, will this kind of a result have an impact on the Congress party? You know, there was an onion wave in 1998, and Navika was saying this here today. I just want her to articulate it. We were talking back on 1998. She can make the point, and then you can take the question. So, can you just take that question back on the onion wave?
The question is, in 1998, we had Sushma Swaraj as the Delhi Chief Minister, and it was just one factor, the onion factor, that costed Sushma Swaraj the elections of 1998, and that's when Sheila Dikshit came in. She hasn't left since. 3 terms for Sheila Dikshit. Ragini, the question is, why this time around onions are not going to hurt Sheila Dikshit?
Onion was one factor. The major factor then was misgovernance, and the major factor here is good governance. There is a concrete development model that is being created. You'll have
so much development that the onion never can sustain.
And as far as the onion question is concerned, Navika,
where it really hurts to everyone. Delhi was and Delhi is primarily a question of leadership. BJP lost the last election in Delhi only because it failed on the leadership quotient. The BJP still hasn't sorted out the leadership crisis in Delhi. The problem is, one of the biggest one is Delhi as far as leadership is concerned. Second important thing is that the entire Delhi thing, I mean, we have seen the popularity ratings, there is not as much anger against Sheila Dikshit as people are angry with the central UPA government. So this lady is clearly probably paying for whatever wrong the UPA government has done more than what her own government has done wrong.
But you know, on the onion issue in 1998, Ragini won't like it. Don't interrupt, Ragini. But the fact is, 1998, nobody else but Sonia Gandhi wore a garland of onions. Today, Sheila Dikshit says, don't politicize the issue. Your response?
I think you see that there is a mahal against the Congress party. Onion is a symbol of it, rising prices. And that Sheila Dikshit, no matter what her governance has been like, has to contend with. Number one, no clear face from the BJP side as their chief ministerial candidate to take on Sheila Dikshit. And my question to Nirmala ji and Ragini would be this. What we are seeing as a result, it's going to, that means, lead to the Jan Lokpal bill being enacted to get the Aam Aadmi Party support either for the BJP or for the Congress. Are either of them going to be ready?
Because
I think
when you mentioned the hung assembly and the common minimum program, Aam Aadmi Party would be willing to look at, to consider, to have an arrangement with either of the parties. It would have to be Jan Lokpal bill, which would be Lokayukt for Delhi, to start with an electoral reforms. Because this is the very basic that we asked for in the first place. So we'll be back to the basics and back to the same old grind.
So you're laying, conditions are being laid.
I'm happy the issue has come out openly. That is why I elaborated on Lokayukta Delhi. Exactly why I elaborated on that. Ragini might use all her energy to shout all of us down. But the fact remains, the misuse of Lokayukta in Delhi is so blatant. In the sense, the misuse of the government is so blatant that the Lokayukta is repeatedly reminding even the President of India as to why a minister who was blatantly found corrupt has been entertained. One thing. Second, on the onion issue, as Nirja rightly says, it's metaphorical that you're constantly remembering onion. But what was the response today of Kapil Sibal? Your chief minister could be very popular, But the arrogance and the indifference of the union government in dealing with the public issues, the Aam Aadmi issues, is what is really making public opinion getting really solidified, because they have understood that the Congress is insensitive and they're not responding to public anger and outrage. And today, Kapil Sibal's response, say go ask your traders, it's not the government's business, is absolutely typical of the Congress, and it is for that they're going to get punishment. And therefore, today Ragini might interrupt any number of times. The voter is not going to be convinced by their logic.
I want to get in Ashok Malik.
Delhi MP.
In 2009, the Congress party got 57% vote in Delhi, Lok Sabha. Now, for me, that's the benchmark, Ashok. 57% 2009 Lok Sabha, 34% 2013 Assembly.
It was at the zenith of a very good, illustrious 3 terms in Delhi. But this is not 2009. There is an anti-Congress mood, but while a lot of people here are saying that the UPA's performance, or unpopularity perhaps, has affected the Congress in Delhi, because Delhi is an unusual state where the national mood does have an impact on voters. If you turn the coin, if you flip the coin, then the presence of Modi could have an impact on the BJP's fortunes in Delhi, which it may not have in another state, where local factors would come into play.
In which way?
Because the national mood, the national mood affects a city like Delhi much more than it affects a state election.
So why would Modi impact Delhi? Elaborate. Why would he impact Delhi?
If Manmohan Singh's performance is affecting the Congress negatively, then Modi's presence